relationship with David Foster? Is there ever a potential collaboration with Andrea Bocelli?
Oh, did you see the special? The David Foster and Friends special? It was classic. I would love nothing. In fact, I did. David has now, that special was so big and has increased his name recognition so much that now he's doing David and Friends shows around the country. And right after that show came out, you know, he had this guy, Michael Johns, American Idol guy, do She's a Beauty in the show. And it was not rock. Let me say that. First of all, it was a medley with Man in Motion from St. Elmo's Fire. And it was like the second song of the show, and it was not rock and roll at all. And I called Foz up and I went, David, God, why didn't you call me, man? I would have done this. I would have done this show for nothing. And this guy is not a rock singer, and man, that was just not happening. And he goes, well, you know, it was American Idol, and they were looking for ratings, and blah, 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 and, you know, they don't know who you are. And so he said, but we're doing another one in Vegas. And so in May, he did a David and Friends show in Vegas and brought back a lot of those people. Unfortunately, not Andrea, but Brian McKnight and Philip Bailey and a lot of the people that did the first one did the show in Vegas at Mandalay Bay. And he had me come up and sing She's a Beauty. And we did the real rock version of She's a Beauty, the whole song, no medleys. And it was great. And so, and you know, we're still very close. David and we always got along really, really well. And he is the best producer I've ever worked with, or probably ever will work with. The guy's brilliant. I never worked with Mutt Lange. Mutt Lange, I would die to work with Mutt Lange. In a heartbeat, I would work with Mutt Lange. But, you know. And Richard Marx. Richard Marx is a great producer. He's my best friend, and we're working on a solo record for me. Richard and I are. Nobody will buy it, but you know, it's because it's what we do, he said.
Can I just give you a list of a couple of producers, and you tell me what you think of the producers? Okay. Jeff Lynne.
I love ELO, always have. I would love to work with him. He's great. Is he from Canada? No.
No, he's from the UK, but it's a Commonwealth country, like Canada.
Canada, right.
But back in the 80s, when you were shifting over to David Foster, Jeff Lynne was working with Xanadu. How come nobody introduced you to him back then?
That's a good question. I don't know that. I don't know the answer to that question. But we've always been big ELO fans. I love his songs.
Do you know of Roy Wood? Roy Wood. Are you a fan of Roy Wood?
Wizzard? Yeah, I know Roy Wood. He's a Tubes fan. We've seen him many times, many times.
Yeah, from Vinyl's friends of Roy Wood as well, and we've also done some stuff with Roy.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. He's not Canadian.
No, he's from the UK. He's Commonwealth.
Oh, right. They're different. You're across an ocean. It doesn't count.
Were you on A&M or Capitol when you did Xanadu?
Good question. I don't know that. I can't remember. We didn't. Xanadu didn't come out on either of those labels. Xanadu came out on Olivia's label, whatever that was, MCA. And I can't remember whether we were still signed to. That was the transition period. We left A&M in 1980 and signed to Capitol right around then. And that's when Xanadu happened. And I can't remember if we were signed then or not, or if we were unsigned.
How did you get hooked up with Xanadu? We'd actually like to know that.
It was our choreographer, Kenny Ortega, who knew Olivia and had worked with Olivia, and Olivia wanted him to do the choreography for the dancing and the roller skating thing in Xanadu, and he got us the gig. And he put together the whole thing, and Kenny was, I'm sure you recognize the name, he did the High School Musical 1, 2, and 3, and he was in the process of doing the Michael Jackson show when Michael died, and he was putting together his show and the choreography and production for that show. So Kenny's gone on to big-time success since the Tubes.
Speaking of producers, you're also acting as a producer in some capacity with bands these days?
I haven't lately. No, I haven't lately.
What does it take to get you as a producer?
I'm pretty easy. I've only produced a couple of bands. One of them was this Russian band called Gorky Park. Remember Gorky Park? They had a big hit with a song called Bang Bang. Of course, I didn't produce that. I produced the follow-up album, which had no hits. But I'm first of all, I'm not a musician. I'm a lyricist, and producers who are not musicians, producers that are from being an engineer, I think, are not as good as producers who are musicians turned producers, because they know how to arrange, they know how to work. That's why when we met Foster for the first time, he was a keyboard player, and we played him a couple of songs, and we played him Amnesia, we played him Don't Want to Wait Anymore, we played him Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, and he went, oh well, and Don't Want to Wait Anymore didn't pay off. It didn't have the modulation, it didn't kill you at the end. And he went, oh well, this doesn't really pay off. If you kind of just went ding 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 and then modulated and then bam, then you hit the big, and we all went, oh, that's it. Same thing on Amnesia. He did the whole the whole ending part. So it's got to groove, it's got to pay off at the end, it's got to pay off, and that's what was the problem with a lot of our songs. They were weird and quirky, like Captain Beefheart and Zappa, but they didn't pay off. And that's immediate. As soon as he did that, I think 2 songs, he just went bing, 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 bing. This is how it should. We just went, you're hired. That's it. We want you. This is the best. So I think musicians turned producers are better. I'm not a great producer. That's why I love to work with Richard. Richard's a great piano player, and he's got that sense of melody. And when we work together and I write, and I've had about, 5 or 6 hits with him for various, himself as well as various. We had a country hit. I had a hit on country radio with Richard from a band called Emerson Drive, and went to number 10 or something, or 15 or something, and it was, and so I'm not a great producer, really. I mean, I'm a lyricist, and I can twist words and make lyrics interesting, and
full range of instruments that you play.
The full range of instruments that I play bad guitar. That's it. Bad rhythm guitar, pretty bad piano. I can do our warm-up exercise, which is a circle of fifths warm-up exercise on piano, but that's about it. I'm basically a singer and a polo player. That's what I do. I'm a pretty good polo player.
Property management.
And I actually work really well with people. That's what has really helped me in property management, because we deal with people, and all of our buildings, my ex-wife and I run 5 big commercial properties in Orange County, and it's all, the clients are the county. County of Orange Child Support Services, County of Orange Probation, County of Orange Social Services, and it's a very intensive people work. And I'm really good at that. I'm really good at dealing with people and being the nice guy when she bitches him out and said, no way am I, and then I smooth it off and smooth the feathers off and make it cool, so I'm good with people. And that's what I learned, all that from the stage, from standing in the front of that stage and relating to people and getting it across, looking in their eyes and giving that joy to them, across the footlights. That's what I do.